Hello and greetings to everybody all the way from Estonia. My name is Anett Numa and I'm working as one of the digital transformation advisors at the e-Estonia Briefing Center, where we explain the success story of Estonia and digital society to the rest of the world and try to consult and help other countries also to get on the same level what Estonia has achieved now already in the past 27 years of implementing online services on the governmental level as well here. Today, I will make a little overview how Estonia has succeeded these kind of great results in the governmental sector and how, of course, this is boosting the entire economical system and then how the entire Estonian system is based on the success story of this digitalization here. So I will gladly also share a couple of my slides with you to also get the better overview in a way. So when we first of all start to kind of like draw a picture where Estonia today stands, then I would say this could be the best slide to explain you how far we have come today. So when we always explain the story of digitalization, my advice to the governments is to 100% always start with covering the state with a very good internet connection, which is definitely a must thing to do. Because there is no point of having online services if there is not a good internet connection. So this is the main basics there. For Estonia, when we started this digitalization process, of course, the main goal for us was also to provide education to people, because if you think about 27 years back, where Estonia came from, we didn't really have much of education, how to use technology in a state, and especially for user citizen side. So we started offering free computer courses, some exercises, professionals, and so on, so that they could really learn how to manage their information and data when they use governmental services that, of course, are based online. After 27 years of very hard work, we have achieved today to the point where 99% of the governmental services are fully functioning online, so that you can do pretty much everything online, except just getting married and divorced. Even the real estate transactions are now functioning fully online. So this is also what we have made possible for our citizens, and definitely they benefit a lot from this too. And for, of course, also the economic system, especially when we think about the time of pandemic here. But also one of the main, I would say, reasons or the aspects why we were able to push everything working online so fast was that in the year 2002, Estonia also introduced the electronic identity card, which is now used also not only for the governmental services, but this is also used to access private sector services, because they really need to function together. And this provides us a method to really identify ourselves whenever we want to use online services. But of course, when we think about that, when we have everything functioning fully online, we have to make sure that it's also secure and people can really feel like safe when they use services. And that's why also Estonia is the first country in the world who started using blockchain on a national level. So to make sure again that the integrity of data has been ensured. And by signing all of our documents online, and again, not only in the governmental sector, but also in the private sector. So approximately 5 days is being saved by every single citizen. And I would say this is seriously a very, very large number. And also 2% of GDP is being saved by the government by just offering online digital signature, which is, again, in my opinion, a very incredible number. And to show you that also our citizens have a trust towards what we have done internally here, is that whenever we have elections also, we can vote online in a already in the past 16 years, which is, again, a very, very great number, I would say. But now to draw a little bit better picture for you, how secure the system is, and again, what kind of technology Estonia is just like in using, or the system it's using. So we, whatever services we talk about, we are fully based on the 3 pillars approach, which means that we have always confidentiality, availability, and integrity. I already talked about like the identity card, mobile ID, smart ID, the e-residency solution that also provides access to everybody to access again our business sector services, not even only Estonians, but also people from other countries. And then availability, so that Estonian system is fully decentralized, so that we have really pretty much distributed our information between different kind of institutions, so that there's no large database, but everything is fully decentralized, and they just talk to each other over the Xroad system, which is our decentralized data exchange platform, so that to make sure that they have the latest information available. And then of course also the integrity of data, which I already partly covered. So KSI blockchain system. We also don't only have armed forces in Estonia today, but also cyber command, so which is pretty much like cyber forces. And also as a backup plan, we also have a data embassy. But now also to cover what's essential in order to provide these services, then I always say that first of all, we need to have a professional developments and trainings to everybody. And I really mean everybody, not just the citizens who are going to be using the services, but of course also the people that are working for the governmental sector. And they need to be aware, of course, also how things function. So to provide this proper education is definitely a must thing to do. And then, of course, there is no point of having online services if not everybody inclusively would have access to computers and internet. So this is, of course, also a must thing to have there. And very, I would say, unique approach from the Estonian side is, of course, also whatever data we talk about, if it's a business side, medical information or anything else, then our citizens, our individuals are actually the owners of their personal data, not the government. So the government just helps us to store the information, but the actual owners are every single citizen themselves. And then, of course, also we try to design all of our services by keeping in mind that everything needs to be short and simple, so that it doesn't have to be too fancy, but you really have to design services by keeping in mind that everybody needs to understand how things function there. And we also use the once only principle, which means that there is no duplicated information in any of our systems. So again, to make sure that our citizens would have this citizen-centric approach, so that they wouldn't have to submit tons of information all the time, but they could easily just only submit information on a once-only policy just to one single institution, and then the state itself is exchanging information if there is no any kind of need for that. But of course, since very early days already, we have realized that where business is easy, business will grow. And we wanted to build an environment for our businesses that is the simplest and fastest as well. So today, the ecosystem itself is very, very beneficial. Our businesses have a lot of fun, again, running their business in our fully online services. You can start a new company with just less than 3 hours. Everything is really paperless and hassle-free by also taxation reports. And of course, also it's like there is a lot of transparency in the system itself too. So no wonder why today in Estonia, we have the largest number of unicorns per capita in the European Union. So currently we have 7, and we are only 1.3 million people. So the number is very, very big, showing again when the business environment is simple and smooth and running like very well functioning, I would say, then people would bring their business here, and they can really focus on the ideas, not on just hustling with the governmental services. And then, of course, what I mentioned already before, we also provide the e-residency, which is like a door to Estonian e-services for every single work citizen. So if they want to run their business here, use our business environment, and of course also access to EU, then we provide them this wonderful solution too. And also a little bit about the future plans, because obviously we want to make sure that all of our services are seamless and functioning 24/7. So that's why we are also working on a proactive governmental services. So for example, when we again focus on the business environment side, so we have like one-stop shop for the business holders in a way, so that they can really I mean, in a way, like run their own business by just running their own business by just keeping in mind that that if they want to have the VIT number or register the new also employees or so on, so that they can also easily do that there and not having to go to different kind of platforms and access the information in different platforms. And then of course also AI in governmental services is very, very essential. So we try to replace as many services by AI technology as possible, which is again very, very, very important to us as well. So that again we would make a much more automation in our systems too. And then of course also cross-border digital governance collaborations are essential. So to work with countries who have the same level of services that Estonia does today. So this is also very, very, very important. And we're also working on a personalized medicine system. So to, again, using the data in a way to make, I would say, smarter decisions in the future also, and let our people to live longer and healthier life too. And what we also did in order to get the latest innovation to our governmental sector is that we just launched a couple of weeks ago our digital testbed framework, which is opening the doors to all the foreign businesses also to test our solutions here. So this is like a nationwide testbed where there is no procurements needed. And then, of course, also that you can test your groundbreaking new ideas without having to go to a very, very wide range of procurement processes. And again, that state doesn't have to be the smartest customer, but they can easily access these services too, and just test their new solutions on our governmental level. And then we will see whether we would. Whether Estonia wants to test that, like also in a government level, and see how that works. So definitely this is like opening our entire state for the full innovation, and we want to do partnership with other countries too, because that's where the best innovative ideas can come. And then to conclude that side here, we would very much encourage everyone to be the boldest, to also organize tons of different campaigns to raise awareness. And of course, also we encourage everybody to innovate globally, and also different kind of collaborations. So this is what we have been trying to do, and what we really recommend also everybody else to do. And then, of course, one thing, if you want to get your citizens to use your business services online, then I would suggest to make everything very, very transparent, because transparency is the thing that works. And of course, also public-private partnership, because everything that we have done by implementing new services have been done together with our private sector. So it has been a very, very strong collaboration on that level. So to conclude here, so definitely in order to be again, a well-functioning state, then you have to provide an ecosystem to everybody that is very, very smoothly running, and that doesn't include a word called hustle, so that it has to be a full hustle-free system, because that's the only thing that people today want, and they're kind of like craving for. And we have been really putting a lot of effort to design a business environment and a system that would be running smoothly and would give people a time to focus on their own ideas and so on as well. So this was it from my side here, and I wish you a very nice rest of the conference, and I hope that you understand a tiny bit better how Estonian systems has been designed. Thank you very much.